persons, delegates, research scholars from different parts of India, as well as all over the world. And dear students, I welcome you all for this concluding session of 2 days Asia Pacific International Conference. I must congratulate our entire research cell as well as Recon team for successfully organizing this 2 days conference. And in fact, in spite of the pandemic, they could raise the bar year on year, even though it is in online mode. We are honored to have our Principal Secretary, Vikas Chandra Rastogi sir, here as a chief guest for concluding session as well as award distribution after the session. I'll briefly introduce our chief guest today. Shri Vikas Chandra Rastogi sir is an IS officer of the 1995 batch, Maharashtra cadre. He has done BTech in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi, MTech in energy studies from IIT Delhi, LLB from Mumbai University, Masters in International Development Policy, Duke University, USA. Sir is presently working as the Principal Secretary of Higher and Technical Education Department, Government of Maharashtra. Sir constantly supports and motivates us in all academic activities, and he always encourages for new initiatives. Prior to this, Sir has served on various government posts, likes of Assistant Collector of Arvi Subdivision, District Wardha, Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Jilla Parishad Aurangabad, Ahmednagar, and Parvani, Joint Commissioner, Sales Tax Mumbai, Collector of Ratnagiri District, Joint Secretary to the Governor, and the prestigious post of Secretary to the Governor of Maharashtra, Project Director of Maharashtra Project on Climate Resilient Agriculture, Principal Secretary in IT of Government of Maharashtra, Principal Secretary of General Administration Department, GAD of Government of Maharashtra. Sir has successfully implemented several IT-related projects in Government of Maharashtra, automation of all the process of Sales Tax Department from registration, filing of returns, assessment, payments, and refunds. Knowledge management system is in the Collectorate of Ratnagiri District. Sir played a key role in implementation of e-office and digitization of archives in Maharashtra Raj Bhavan, and also played a very important role in creation of the digital platform for Agriculture Department of Maharashtra. Sir has a hobbies of running, trekking, cycling, badminton, and has participated in 3 full marathons and 8 half marathons. We are fortunate to have such a versatile personality as a chief guest for this concluding session. May I now request our Honorable Principal Secretary, Rastogi sir, to enlighten us with his speech. Thank you. Jai Hind. Over to you, Sonali. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dore, and all the students, faculty members, and other participants of this webinar. I think these are really exciting times for the higher education in the country. And the reason being, in 2020, the Government of India launched a new education policy, and which has proposed wholesale reforms right from the kindergarten till up to the research level. So at every level, we have a lot of exciting new initiatives which are being undertaken. A lot of have already been rolled out, and some will be rolled out in the next few years to come. Prior to 2020, the earlier policy was 1986. So after 35 years, we have got this opportunity to make a meaningful change in the way higher education system is governed in the country, including the school education as well. So since most of the participants are students, I would like to first highlight some of the opportunities and some of the changes which will be for the betterment of students and their learning outcomes. So first of all, the policy puts students at the center of the education ecosystem. Currently, we all know that once you join a higher education stream, it becomes quite rich. So if you have joined, let's say, bachelor's in electrical engineering, then your entire learning outcomes, everything related to electrical engineering, and maybe a little bit of electives in electronics, telecommunication, IT, etc. But the new policy proposes to make it more flexible and more responsive, depending on the needs of the market, depending on the needs of the employers. There will be a lot of flexibility available to the students. It will be more inclusive. So more and more students who were not able to access higher education because of maybe the cost of higher education, because of geographical limitations, etc., they will also be able to access it. It will be more accessible, and on the I think the most important, it will be future ready. So let's see what exactly these opportunities are. So first of all, as I said, the current structure is quite rigid, but the new policy will be multidisciplinary education will be focused and will be given more prominence. So what is multidisciplinary? We have generally compartmentalized higher education in faculties like liberal arts, sciences and engineering, commerce and management. Uh, Multidisciplinary education will be basically allowing a student to take courses available in other streams depending on his or her own choice or aptitude, and also it will give a more rounded approach to solving problems while ensuring specialization in desired area. We all know that lots of startups are coming up. Now, startup, if you see generally the profile of the co-founders and the founders, you will see that they will have typically one co-founder who will be good at IT or digital leverage. One of them will be good at finance and management and things like that, and one would be a people's person. So this kind of multidisciplinary approach only will allow a startup to really leverage the opportunity available in the market. So this kind of education will also ensure that every student is not compartmentalized in a particular stream, but also is able to little bit explore other areas depending on what he thinks are good for him. Now, how will this happen? This will happen through a mechanism of credit transfer. So most of the institutions have a choice-based credit system. You have some core electives, you have some other streams which you can take, but all of them are currently in the same institute. Now, what the credit transfer will allow is the students of one particular college or institution would be able to also take courses available in other colleges, other universities, other institutions. So this opens up a huge opportunity for the students. So suppose, let's say in SIMSREE itself, you have management as one of the core domain areas. But if a student feels that he would like to also take some courses in data sciences, which are available in, let's say, IITs or triple IT, etc., then this kind of reform will allow him or her to take courses in other institutes and be counted towards the completion of credit for the degree. This will be happening through a nationwide portal called Academic Bank of Credits, which will allow every student to deposit the credits that he or she has earned in all the institutions, including the institution where he or she has registered. So at the end of it, towards the degree, all such credits will be counted and will be taken up for the award of degree. So this gives a lot of opportunity in universities in Europe and US and other countries. Such kind of mechanisms already exist where universities collaborate and allow their students for doing credit transfers. We also have limited opportunities so far called student exchange, etc. But this will be much more institutionalized and will be available nationwide. Collaborative research will also be allowed. So more than one university or more than one college or institutions can get together and allow collaborative research where one research guide will be from, let's say, college A, another research guide could be from college B, and together they can ensure that the research is much more responsive to the needs of the society or the industry, and the student is able to access all possible resources in both the colleges together. Another trend that we have seen is many of the students would like to go abroad for earning a degree in one of the best universities abroad. But this is very costly, and the process of enrolling in a university abroad is also time consuming. Now, dual degree programs are also now likely to be launched. And what does dual degree program will do is the student will get a degree from the home university, that is a university in India, as well as the degree from a global university. So the home university and a global university will have a tie-up, will be supervised by the Government of India. And the students will do some credits in the home university, some abroad, and would be able to earn a dual degree, and that will be coming at a fraction of the cost than completing the entire degree in a foreign university. Recently, National Higher Education Qualification Framework has also been launched. Now, what it is? You might have heard about National Skill Education Qualification Framework, which lays out what should be the skills of particular streams. But National Higher Education Qualification Framework also brings a nationwide standardization of what a student should be able to, let's say, learn at a particular level in a higher education. So after 1 year of graduation, what kind of skills or qualification the student should have, after 2 years, what he or she should have, after 3 years, what he or she should have. Similarly, at the PG and PhD level. Now, what that ensures is that when a student completes a degree, then irrespective of which institution or which university the degree is from, for the industry, there will be some kind of standardization in their expectations. So when they say somebody has completed BSc honors in, let's say, commerce, BCom in a particular stream, then the industry would be very, very clear that these are the kind of competencies and skill sets which the student would have. Currently, all of you know that the employers basically categorize different universities depending on their brand value, etc. Because there is no standardization and level playing field in terms of the learning outcomes or the skills that the student would have achieved. But this kind of a qualification framework for the entire country will ensure that the students can go out and be treated at par in an equitable manner. One of the most revolutionary things that new policy has brought about is the multiple entry, multiple exit. Now, today, if we enroll for a particular program, let's say degree, a 3-year degree or a 4-year engineering degree or maybe a PG program, then either you complete it or you leave it. But if you leave it, you can't come back and complete it. But multiple entry, multiple exit, along with the higher education qualification framework, ensures that depending on the opportunities available to the students, depending on his or her own financial situation, they can leave after 1 year and get a certificate, or they can leave after 2 years, get a diploma, or they can leave after 3 years and get a full degree. So this will ensure that maybe after 2 years, the student would see that they need to earn something for the maybe sake of the family or some for other reasons, and they have to leave. So they can go and they will have a minimum level of qualification, minimum level of skills and competencies, which will allow them to have some kind of job. And then maybe after 2 years, 3 years, when they think they would like to complete their degree, they can come back and join in the third year directly. Similarly, the education now would be, the graduation would be up to 4 years. So after 3 years, you get a degree, but after fourth year, you get a degree with research or degree with industry connect. So the fourth year would be basically a kind of stepping stone towards research or towards getting absorbed in industry directly. It would be uh, internship based. Internship will be integrated in the degree program itself in the curriculum. So if you complete one semester in an internship program, then you get so many credits towards completion of your degree. So this gives a lot of flexibility to the students because right now what happens is when students goes out with a degree program, the industry most of the time are complaining about the lack of employability. So they say that the student lacks in particular skills or the skills that are needed for actually working in an industry setup. So this kind of internship will allow that gap to be bridged and will make them more employable in their parlance. Will also inculcate the soft skills that are needed. So people's skill, the communication skills, etc., would also be part and parcel of the curriculum. So for students, this is really an exciting area, and many of these opportunities are already available now. Academic Bank of Credit has been launched. The higher education qualification framework has also been unveiled by the government of India, and we expect in a year or two, all of these will be available to most of the education institutions. But how will this actually be done? So for students, yes, this is quite exciting. But in the current setup, we have universities like Mumbai University, which has more than 700 affiliated colleges. We have private universities. We have deemed to be universities like ICT and other Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. We also have cluster universities. So there are lots of nomenclatures about universities. Plus, we have colleges which are affiliated to universities. Within colleges, we have autonomous colleges, etc. All this will now be changing, and more and more universities will be now multidisciplinary education and research universities. So what this means is university will be big, maybe 30 to 40,000 students, and will be focusing on research and also industry connect. The colleges will be encouraged to get graded autonomy, get NAC accreditation, and get autonomy over a period of time. This will ensure that they can actually create their own curriculum, create their own brand, and ultimately award degree in their own name. So currently only universities award degree, but over a period of time, the better performing colleges which are autonomous would be allowed to award degrees, something like IITs do today. So IITs are not universities, but they are degree awarding institutions. This will also create a kind of competition, healthy competition among colleges to get autonomy, create their own brand name, and will also bring a lot of accountability in their running, because autonomy comes with an oversight structure like board of management, academic council, board of studies, etc. So one can say it's a mini university which is not into particularly into research, but more into education, and also to ensure that the students are able to get skills which will get them a job in the job market. Industry and academia interaction is or integration has been talked about from quite some time. But now this will be more and more streamlined through internships and research. So internship, as I said, would become a part of the curriculum itself. So most of the colleges currently do not offer internship opportunities, or even if the students do it, they do it on their own not as a formal channel of internship, but this will be now integrated in the curriculum and will also allow them to take up collaborative research programs with the industries. So the colleges will have to now look for opportunities, make connect with the industry. In fact, the autonomous colleges are also supposed to have industry people on their board, which will guide them how the curriculum should be developed, what kind of pedagogy should be there, what should be evaluation and assessment system to ensure that the students actually learn throughout the year and not only towards the exams. A big issue that higher education system has been encountering is about inclusiveness and access. So more and more students should be able to access higher education system. Currently, if we see in the country, the gross enrollment ratio is only 32%. That means in the age bracket of 18 to 23 years, only 32% students are able to access higher education. Now, this has to be increased if more and more job opportunities are to be created, if we want India as a real knowledge superpower, then this ratio has to increase. And this will be increased not by creating more and more physical colleges and infrastructure, but using IT and ICT on a big way. So digital university and online platforms, these are the ways to the future. In last 2 years, we have seen that because of pandemic, there has been a disrupt, and suddenly in a small period of time, most of the colleges have been able to use digital platforms for imparting education. Now, this has completely changed the way education has been imparted through formal streams. And going forward, more and more improvements will come. So whether it's a virtual laboratories or it's a digital university, more responsive online courses. So these will have to be integrated and used by the colleges, the current colleges and universities, and ensure that more and more students are able to access. So they don't have to really physically go to a college, or maybe if at all for assessment purposes and having first-hand experience in a laboratory, but otherwise they will be able to access education even in a remote area. So this will make education more democratic and more accessible, and of course future ready as well. One big issue that the students normally complain is that too much focus on exams, and the entire assessment system is exam centric today, which basically means that if towards the end of the semester, the students focus for 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, they are able to pass the exams. But that's not how the education or the learning happens. Learning happens continuously throughout the year through, it could be through projects, through assignments, through on-field work, etc. So entire thing has to be now assessed. So evaluation and assessment system will have to evolve. The colleges have to work much more on that, and the faculty actually has to give more time for a real-time assessment and assessment report to the students, which will allow them to improve or bridge whatever gaps they have. So evaluation and assessment system upgradation and reforms are what the colleges will have to do. Another big focus of the new policy is on the Indian languages. Now, most of higher education in India is English centric, especially the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and management, etc., are basically in India in English language only. This also leaves a huge clientele out of the formal higher education system. So there is a focus on creating more and more content in local languages, ensuring the faculty can teach in local languages, and also create bridges between the industry and the colleges and institutions, so that local language could be used more and more in their day-to-day functioning. So a lot of work has already started. The AICT, that is All India Council for Technical Education, has created artificial intelligence-based tool for automatic translation of English into Indian languages. And with little bit of moderation, these tools will be further improving their algorithms and will provide better quality of translation. But a lot of work needs to be done. It's a long-term objective. It will not happen in a very short period, but a lot of universities have actually started experimenting. Like in Maharashtra, the Polytechnic have started the first year in Marathi language as an optional. So those students who think would be more comfortable with Marathi, they have the content available in Marathi and teachers are teaching them in Marathi. To ensure that all these policies are rolled out and colleges are actually able to implement these reforms, faculty development is a huge challenge as well as an opportunity. Now, bringing the global best practices, ensuring that such kind of flexible structures is put into reality, the faculty has to continuously evolve and improve, and also to ensure that they are up to date with the global trends. So HRDC, which we say Human Resource Development Center, are the nodal authorities or nodal agencies for such kind of faculty development program. In fact, Government of Maharashtra has also opened a Section 8 company called Maharashtra State Faculty Development Academy last year, which will be focusing on such leadership development program, training program for designing better curriculum, and also the core domain training programs. So faculty development program would become one of the, I think, founding pillars for such reforms. Research is another area of focus. So the research has to be more responsive and responsible. What does that mean? It basically means once you get a PhD degree, the findings and the result should be having a immediate application and use in the industrial environment or in a government setup. So it should be focused on what is needed rather than abstract kind of research. And for that, again, as I said, more industry academia interaction would be needed. Collaborative research would be required, so that the research becomes more focused, is more responsive and more responsible. One of the main concerns in higher education is always what about the finances? Many students are not able to register courses because of high cost of education. So more and more funding in terms of scholarships, in terms of industry assistance, collaborative research will be coming in a way. A lot of that already exists, but in the times to come, it will be more focused on the needy students, focused on where are the priorities of a particular stream and what are the opportunities available in the market. All of that, what I said, was for a formal degree, diploma, and PG programs. What happens when a student has completed a degree program, has worked in industry, and finds that there is a certain skill gap which he or she needs to bridge to be more relevant or maybe for career growth? So such kind of certificate programs and diploma would be specially designed by the colleges, institutions, which will cater to the working professionals and to impart those skills, bridge those gaps, which will make them much more ready for the transition. As all of you are aware, with the growth of IT, every 10 years we are seeing the job profile of most of the jobs is changing in a dramatic manner. The autonomous vehicles probably will be in another few years, will require many of the drivers to upgrade these skills and switch over to some kind of some other job. Now, how will they do that unless the higher education system allows such kind of transition? So the colleges and institutions, they will have to leverage such opportunities. They will have to focus on grabbing such kind of opportunities, and also be ready for such change. And ultimately, what is the timeline and how do colleges actually do that? So all the faculty members and academia representatives who are available are participating today. My advice to them and my request to them is they have to rise up to this challenge. We have got this opportunity after 35 years, because the government of India, the state governments, they are now putting all these reforms in a proper framework and allowing the colleges who want to actually grab these opportunities. So they will have to go for accreditation, they will have to go for autonomy, graded autonomy, as I said. They'll have to build collaboration with the industry and see what uh, academics can do for the industry, what are their requirements, what are their expectations. Allow more and more opportunities, flexibility to the student through choice-based credit system, through academic bank of credit. And again, there has to be networking with other colleges and institutions. Allow more and more internships, and again for internship the placement cells have to make that extra effort to find out the opportunities and ensure that these are available to their students, and they must integrate skills in the curriculum. So it should not be a completely theoretical input, but it has to ensure that when the student completes a degree program, he or she has the necessary skills available for direct application. So the employer knows that if I have recruited somebody with this particular degree and this specialization, then that person has necessary skills to immediately start employing in the industry, rather than going for an intensive training, which most of the big firms have to do, 6 months of integration and training, and which puts in a lot of efforts and takes a lot of resources of the industries. So they would always like that the colleges are able to uh, uh, take out students with necessary skills, and for that again the collaboration would be required. So I thought these are some of the future trends, and as I would like to say, these are really exciting times, and in years to come, we are expecting the landscape of higher education sector will be completely changing, and the students will be the focus. They are the one who are going to benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your visionary word and roadmap ahead in the coming future. Harshil, over to you for further.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I'm audible, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words, and the entire, the thing that you explained were very insightful. And I hope my colleagues at SIMSREE and the participants that were there for our 9th Asia Pacific International Conference, they were all delighted to have you, sir. Sir, now it's the time that we announce the results, and with your, with your permission, we would like to announce the results for all the tracks and all the the different tracks that we had over the past 2 days. So, sir, please allow me to declare the results. Yeah, I'll go ahead with the results, sir. So this is a very important thing that, firstly, I would like to thank all the chairpersons that were present for both the tracks on both the days. A big thank you, and we are eternally grateful to you all. You all sat through all the presentations and gave them ratings and gave them suggestions on how to improve the research paper. So we are very grateful to each and every chairperson that we had over the past 2 days, and we hope to see you again for the next 10th, that will be the 10th Asia Pacific International Conference. Srivastava sir, you
Yeah,
can,
including one from the Russia who took time off to guide our researchers, and I'm very much grateful to the professor from Ural Federal University. So thank you once again to all chairpersons, sir, and we look forward to see you next year on 6th and 7th January 2023. Over to you, Darshil.
yeah, now we'll be announcing the results. So, sit tight. We'll be, I mean, after a lot of thought process and after a lot of presentations, we have finally decided the winners. So there will be 3 winners for the general management track. I'll start announcing them one by one. So, Abhay, can you please? The first winner for the general management track is P. Jenna. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best for your all future endeavors. Thank you. The next winner for general management is. Thank you so much, and congratulations. And yeah, thanks for all the efforts that you put in for the presentations. We wish you the very best. Winner 3 for general management and Rohini Savalkar. A big congratulations to all 3 of you, and wish you the very best. And now moving on to the next track. Smruti S. Patwardhan and Rajashri Gokhale. Congratulations to you both, and yeah, wish you the very best. As the winner for the first winner. So there were 2 tracks, so there will be 2 winners for that. So the second winner for marketing management is Sir. Thank you for your contribution. You have been, like I would say, an all-rounder, even managing the conference, planning the entire event for both the days, and also writing a research paper, and also helping everyone out. So I would say, sir, congratulations, and I think for us you are the I would say the best for us, yeah, as a guide, as a mentor, and as a professor. Thank you so much, sir. And lastly, we have the student tracks. So we had a young and I would say enthusiastic batch of students that had presented their papers. So moving on to the student winners, Abhay, can you? Team Birla, Ashish Kothari, Tejas Ghamare, and Vedansh Barge. Congratulations to you guys, and all the very best for your future endeavors. And the next winner that we have for a very big congratulations to you as well. Sir, anything that you would like to tell all the winners, sir? I think a few words from you of motivation.
You are addressing to Mr. Rastogi ji, sir. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes, sir.
I think from my side, congratulations to all the winners. And also to those who have really made an effort and they don't find their name there, they also need appreciation. So my best wishes to those who have won the prizes, and also those who have participated, and a great work, teamwork done by everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
We can see the wishes pouring in the chat box. Thank you, everyone. I would say from on the behalf of all the winners.
Now,
yeah. I would now like our very own Dr. Vijayan Arcade to speak a few words and give a word of thanks. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Nikhil. Very warm good evening, galaxy of intellectuals, chief guest of today's valedictory function, Honorable Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education Department, Maharashtra State, Sri Vikas Chandra Rastogi sir, invited guests, Director SIMSREE, fellow participants, professors, students, and various committee members of the conference. Myself, Dr. Vijayan Arcade, Professor, Department of Statistics, SIMSREE. It is a matter of immense pride to stand here before all of you this evening. On behalf of SIMSREE, we are delighted to offer a gracious welcome to all of you. We have come to the end of a memorable 2 days 9th Asia Pacific Research E-Conference organized by SIMSREE. I take this opportunity to offer vote of thanks. Friends, we are happy to have with us Honorable Sri Vikas Rastogi sir. मंजिल पे पहुंचने की तलब होती है जिनको, मंजिल पे पहुंचने की तलब होती है जिनको, रास्ते पे खड़े होके वो सोचा नहीं करते. Sir, I am extremely grateful to you, sir, for your enlightening words of immense knowledge and experience. Sir, you have discussed some points which are throwing lights on the points involved in new education policy, such as implementation of choice-based credit system, transfer of credit system, multidisciplinary education system, dual degree program, 4 years degree program instead of 3 years degree program, etc., etc., etc. Thank you once again, sir. I take this opportunity to thank all the dignitaries for enlightening us with their knowledge and experience. I am extremely grateful, Honorary Director Dr. Dhure sir, for your valuable guidance and encouragement. I would love to extend my warm wishes to Coordinator Dr. Srivastav sir, organizing committee members, dignitaries, delegates, advisory committee members, technical committee members, chairpersons for different sessions, students, teaching and non-teaching staff of SIMSREE. We have worked hard to make this e-conference a grand success. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Dr. Srivastava.
Thank you, sir,
Uh,
for your words. We are really grateful to you, and we like to have a photograph, sir, live photograph, along with the principal secretary, so that please, keep your video on so that we can take the photograph as a memory and for future action. Thank you, sir. So please keep your video on, and I request the recon committee member to take the photograph of the same. Over to you, Darshil.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would now like to say a few words from our end, sir. I would say thank you so much, everyone, to all the chairpersons, all the guest speakers, and especially our chief guest, Shri Vikas Chandra Rastogi, sir. Sir, a big thank you. And a hearty congratulations to all the winners. Here we conclude the 9th Asia Pacific International Conference, and we would like to thank everyone who made the effort to be with us here for the past 2 days and contributed to the success of this conference. We are grateful to all the dignitaries from around the world who took out the time from the busy schedules to interact with us. We are also grateful to the presenters from all over India and also out of India for sharing the informative studies. And we express our heartfelt gratitude to our very own director, Dr. Srinivas Dhure sir, and Dr. Sangeeta Pandit ma'am, and to all, to Dr. Ashish Pavaskar sir, Dr. Vijay Narketa sir, and all the SIMSREE faculty members for their assistance. Also, we would like to thank all the students for their active involvement, as well as the fellow volunteers who joined the recon committee and acted as pillars of support and helped make this event a success. Last but not the least, we would like to express our gratitude to our very own and beloved Dr. R.K. Srivastava sir, without whom this wonderful conference would not have been possible. We hope that everyone has taken something away from this, from these two fruitful days of the conference. It was a pleasure for the Research and Consulting Club SIMSREE to host a wonderful audience, and we hope to see you all again next year with the same energy and enthusiasm for the 10th Asia Pacific International Conference. And that is Team Recon signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So can we leave, sir, with your permission?
Yes, sir. I think we can leave. The certificates and all will be awarded to everyone later, and that
Thank you
the
very
further
much.
details would be conveyed via email.
Yeah, the certificate will be sent by email. So within 48 hours, you'll get the certificates because they are ready. And the conference proceeding will be also be sent by next week. So I request all of you to upgrade your paper and send to us for review. And it will by 30th June is the last date for sending your full and final paper. And these papers will be sent for review by the reviewers, and that will take about a month. So by July end or August, we should be able to get the reviewers' feedback, and journal will be published somewhere in August. And those who could not get, the publication in the journal, two journals which I proposed, International Journal of Export Marketing, which is Elsevier publications, or our own journal, which is publications in 1995. There is a chance, or as Dr. Pavaskar rightly mentioned, that your paper can be added as a book chapter, and we can also publish a form of a book with ISBN number, which can be also be taken as a in your CV. You can add this point. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Over to you, Dr. Dore. You like to say something? Last point.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for their own contribution. All the student members, committee members. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Right.